have the Feral Druid, they have the Enhancement Shaman. It makes a lot of sense to go there, but as far as composition, it's really hard to say. They have the Shadow Priest Mage, they have the Mage Rogue. If they're not confident, we haven't seen the Mage Rogue yet, so if they're not confident in that, then they need to stick with that Shadow Priest Mage, but it's going to be rough on a map like Dalaran.
Yeah, I think in this series, the map that we end up going on to is going to be really the big question here. And we do have the map choice actually locked in now from Panda Gaming, and they're going to Blade's Edge. Now, that's a really, really interesting choice. I always love when we see a team pick Blade's Edge because it almost always means they're up to something.
Yeah, they're up to no good. I don't know what it is, though. I don't know what strategy they're going to be running in this. I'm really interested to see what composition method decides to choose. I think based off that, we can speculate a little bit more on what Panda Gaming is going to be running, but Blade's Edge. Very interesting choice. I thought they'd go something like Blackbrook Hold or maybe Ruins of Lordaeron on that smaller map, really take advantage of that cleave composition, that Feral Enhancement Shaman, but it looks like they have other plans.
You know, Blade's Edge generally favors the Shadow Priest Mage in my experience, where the healer is able to get in the center of the map, you get tons of CC on him, and you can just go from there, and that's what they really want off of last game, is that full CC chain on Nasaji. So I'm wondering why that's the case. Maybe we could see the Warlock coming out from Dark Archon. He has the ability to port back up. A lot of burst damage with that Demonology Enhancement Shaman comp, so I could see them running that here.
And we are about to find out what those compositions actually are because they have been locked in. We're going to take a look at Method EU here first. Now that they know they're going on to Blade's Edge, what do they feel comfortable with? And it looks like they're going to stick with the Frost Mage, Shadow Priest, Holy Paladin that they've been playing in the last couple series so far. It did them well on the last game. Well, we're going to have to find out if they're going to be able to make it work on Blade's Edge as well.
Yeah, based on this map, I think this is a really safe choice for a method. Like Rodney was talking about, the Shadow Priest Mage going to be getting out a lot of crowd control. This map doesn't have that much line of sight. Maybe Panda Gaming wants to play on the bottom of the map. They can use those smaller pillars. But if Method decides to play on the open, they decide to play up top, I think it's going to be really hard for Panda Gaming to push. And get aggressive.
Yeah, it will depend, of course, on what composition Panda Gaming has locked in. We do have confirmation that they have locked in as well. We're going to find out exactly what they'll be playing going into this. They do have the counter comp option. And it looks like they will be going once again with the Feral Druid, Enhancement Shaman, Restoration Druid. Ooh, that's interesting. We are actually bringing out the Resto Druid this time instead of the Holy Paladin with 2 Druids in there. How do you guys feel about this?
I think the swap to Restoration Druid is to counter the polymorph gameplay, right? You can go into bear form to avoid polymorph, so they're going to be working around that a lot. Problem with Resto Druid is they have a lot of lack of healing, but against Shadow Priest Mage, they don't have that much consistent damage throughout the game, like high consistent damage. He can actually heal through it with a lot of those hots, even though they're doing, you know, consistent pressure. It's not consistently high damage, which is important for Resto Druids.
Yeah, one of the biggest things we've seen in the patch 7.0 meta particularly is that so many teams have been going with that Holy Paladin. It's just so strong in patch 7.0. No, there's been a few changes in patch 7.1, still looking to see exactly how that's going to shake out in the long term, but patch 7.0, Holy Paladin is definitely regarded as one of the strongest healers, so it's interesting to see them going with that Restoration Druid, because of course we are still playing on 7.0.
lifer, no lifer trying to swap away. Frosty actually
忘れていた目を閉じて取り戻せ恋の歌青空に隠れている手を伸ばしてもう一度忘れないですぐそばに僕がいるいつの日も星空を眺めている一人きりの夜明けもたった一つの心悲しみにくれないで君のため息なんて春風に変えてやる日の渡る坂道を自転車で駆け上る君となくした思い出乗せてゆくよラララララ口ずさむ唇を染めてゆく君と見つけた幸せ花のように忘れていた窓開けて走り出せ恋の歌青空に託している手をかざしてもう一度忘れないよすぐそばに君がいるいつの日も星空に輝いてる涙揺れる明日もたった一つの言葉この胸に抱きしめて君のため僕は今春風に吹かれてる日の渡る坂道を自転車で駆け上る君と誓った約束乗せてゆくよラララララ口ずさむ唇を染めてゆく君と出会えた幸せ祈るように日の渡る坂道を自転車で駆け上る君と誓った約束乗せてゆくよラララララ口ずさむ唇を染めてゆく君と出会えた幸せ祈るように君と出会えた幸せ祈る